Benedictine records 14 shots on target and is extremely impressive for large stretches in the attack, en route to a 5-2 win over visiting Wickliffe on Thursday night in a non-conference match that barely beat dusk, but we were able to get it in just in the nick of time at Augie Basu Field on MLK Drive in Cleveland. Pretty impressive performance here from the Bengals. They've been banged up for so much of the year. It's been hard to get a read on them, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. When they have everybody in the fold, Anthony and Christian in the attack, Andrew, Naun up top, when they have everybody going, I think this is one of our most fun sides in the area to watch in the attack. You know from what I've said over the years, I'm not a fan of kickball. I'm not a fan of overly direct play. But I think Benedictine doesn't necessarily play that way. They just play with a nice, dangerous, fast-paced style, with Andrew Schiffer basically playing as a holding mid with some creative license, Anthony Cora gamely playing on a torn ACL in his junior campaign. Christian Cora, as a ninth grader, has been our area's leading scorer. He's been sensational. And Naun is maybe our area's most underrated striker. I love him up top because of his size and his pace. I don't know if with first touch, running onto the ball and turning the corner on a defender, I don't know if there's anybody in our area better than that, just with his pure natural pace. And then with his size, he's dangerous on set pieces. He's dangerous in the natural flow of attack. So bottom line, Benedictine has a ton of pieces in the attack that make them a lot of fun to watch. They can play that short, quick combination play. They can make runs with intent off the ball. They can move just with a lot of pace and make it difficult on the side in the defensive third, and they certainly did here in this match. It was an impressive performance all the way around. They were able to build a 2-0 lead by the 10th minute, and they showed some flashes with the runs and the chemistry they have. It's just so nice to see when they're operating well. I'll use a dated reference, and then I'll use a reference that'll make me sound dated at my age, but they're kind of like the Showtime Lakers, just a fun side to watch. They can move around well, fast break style almost, bringing it to the soccer pitch. And it's a side that plays with a lot of swagger. And I know that'll sound weird, me saying that at my age, but they really do play with a lot of swagger in the attack, and it's a pleasure to watch it. They had their moments where they were decent in the defensive third as well, but just a good, thorough performance all the way around. Only the second time that Benny has beaten Wickliffe head-to-head in, I believe, 4 or 5 meetings over the last 15 years. So a good result here for Benny as they record their 11th win of the season. With Wickliffe, you can just tell that they're a side that's not on form right now. They had a couple of tough 2-1 losses in CVC play to Beechwood and to Geneva, and they're just not clicking in the attack right now. They had some moments with combination play and springing their guys up top. I thought Johnny Abramczyk had a really nice opening 40, was able to get a goal there late. They showed some moments here and there, but the defensive third play was just rough that first 15 to 20 minutes. It was like they just got off the bus for an afternoon match. I hate to say it, but friends are honest with each other. It just was not a very good display there in the defensive third early in this match. It got better, but it was rough early, just no way around it. But Wickliffe is a side with some capability. They're just not on form right now. Hopefully Chris is able to get that back going again. I know their numbers aren't great this year, but hopefully they're able to get back on track a little bit as the postseason looms. But obviously this was not the greatest performance in the world overall, but it's a tough task going in for an afternoon match like that. But again, with Benedictine, I'm so happy for this program. Miguel has done such a masterful job building from the ground up. Let's face it, there was a time earlier in this decade, and probably deep in that 2000s period as well, where Benedictine was an afterthought in area high school soccer, and here they are recording double-digit wins with some promise in the attack, building a program. It's good to see. I'm happy for them. I wish they would get maybe more support from the school. There wasn't a ton of school support out there today for a home match, but this is a fun side to watch, and if you get the opportunity to get to see the side play, you're not going to miss out. They're a pleasure to watch when they're cooking, and they certainly were today in a 5-2 win over visiting Wickliffe on Thursday.